Hey friends, welcome back to Beer and Beauty. It's Kasha here. So today's video I'm pretty excited about doing because I've had this idea for this video for a long time. I am going to be doing a first impressions of a bunch of products that I bought before starting my no-buy year that I still haven't gotten around to using. It's July 16th, 15th right now. So that's 7 months ago. Over 7 months ago I bought all of these products and I did this full face of makeup today, and it's really beautiful, and it's been really interesting because pretty much 80% of the products I tried today for the first time I've loved. And I've learned a lot from doing this little project, and I especially, fell in love with some new products I've never tried before, so that's been really fun too. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look and what those products were that I got at the beginning of my no-buy year that I still have not gotten around to trying and I ended up falling in love with, go ahead and keep on watching. But first, before we get into doing my face, let's discuss today's beer of the day, shall we? So this is Shake, a beer called Shake from Abandoned Brewing Company here next door to my hometown, which is Northampton. This brewery exists in East Hampton, Massachusetts, and it's a passion fruit and guava milkshake IPA. I actually went to their brewery last week. Well, let's crack this open anyway. I actually went to their brewery last week and I tried a bunch of their beers, and I think I tried this one, and I remember this being really like sweet and delicious and different. So let's try it again. And I often find that beers that are on tap taste differently rather than when they are in the can. So let's give it a taste. Yes. So in the can, I can taste it, the guava and the passion fruit and the fruit flavors that are in here. In the brewery, I couldn't. It's because I had a flight, and it was a flight of just IPA, so it was just kind of like citrusy IPA flavors. And I just noticed that this one was sweeter than all the other ones. But it's absolutely delicious. I love these milkshake style IPAs. They're made with lactose sugar that give the beers this sweetness and this complexity. And I think that this beer has that too, and I think it's delicious. Let's drink it some more. Really refreshing on this super hot day. I think it's gonna be like pushing 90 today, so cheers to that. This is a really delicious beer, and without further ado, let's get into the meat of the video. Let's do our face. Okay, so the first product I'm going to use today is primer. So I have two to choose from. I have this little mini Becca primer that I got for free with a purchase that I had back in like November or something like that. Then I also have this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer that came with a Sephora Favorites kind of box. So I haven't tried either one of these, and I've had them since the beginning of the year, so I don't know which one I'm going to use. I think I'm going to try to use the Becca one first. I think I've had it a little bit longer. So let's try it out. So you pump it out of here. Ooh, is it supposed to be liquidy? Is that normal? Already off to a good start. So it's pumping out like a straight up liquid. I feel like that's not supposed to be what happens. Shake well before use. I think it is just supposed to be liquid. So let me go ahead and just rub that on all over the face. It's supposed to be like a velvet blurring primer perfecting base. Feels kind of nice. It's like smooth. I don't know how this is gonna make my makeup last though. It seems like there's not gonna be a lot of product in this bottle, so we'll see about how that goes. But I don't know, it's an interesting texture. I've never used a primer that's anything like this before. That was an interesting choice for today. So next, I'm going to put on a little bit of eye primer. So I've got this tiny little Urban Decay Primer Potion sample. I've tried Urban Decay Primer Potion before, but it just has been a while, and I want to make sure that this stuff is okay to use. This has been kind of kicking around since before my no-buy year. I want to make sure it's performing well, because I'd like to use it this weekend when I am freelancing. And it seems to be smoothing on very nicely. This is like a really awesome, foolproof kind of eye primer. And this is just in the shade Original. This is just like the clear one. So I think I'm going to start with eyes today. And I don't know what I'd like to do yet per se, but I know I'd like to use this palette that I got before my no-buy year. And this is the Morphe Boss Babe Mood palette. It's the one with the green. Morphe Babe, hashtag Morphe Babe, Boss Mood 35M palette. And I don't know what I'd like to do yet. I think I'd like to use some of these greens. These green shimmers look gorgeous. At the same time, I think something red and purpley could be cute. I don't know, these are kind of dark shadows, so I think I might need some lighter shadows to set my crease with and stuff, and like highlight my brow bone and stuff. So I might use this Violet Voss Pro Like a Boss palette, which I still have never used. I might use these like lighter shades up here to kind of do some of that, some highlighting. And I think these two palettes might go well together. This is also something I got like as a weekly wow at Sephora for like 25 bucks, and I still have never used it since I got it in like December of last year. So let's play around. Let's see. Oh, I think this like mustardy color looks really fun and pretty. I think I'm gonna do like an orangey kind of look, which is not what I thought I was gonna do with this palette, but let's hit it. So this palette does not have like a set the crease kind of shade, so I'm going to take the shade Hustle from the Like a Boss palette. I changed my mind already. I'm going to do something green. I want a lime green look. So I'm going to pick up this kind of cool toned neutral shade. Dust that into the crease area a little bit. Now I'm going to put this into the outer V. I'm at the outer V of my eyes. It's definitely coming out like grungy, mustardy. Kind of cool. I dig it. Phone's ringing.
Within that first 10 seconds of looking, you'd be like, okay, I at least need to click on this website and see what else I can learn. Does that sound like palpable?
Sure.
Okay, so here's what I'd like you to consider this. As you know, with us, you pay nothing up front. I want you to let me build out your profile for you. We'd set you up, I would unlock all the features.
Okay, so I just got like battered with a like sales call that was really distracting. I tried to push through it as much as I could. I don't know if you guys could notice, but I'm really liking the eye look so far. I think I might deepen it up later, but I think I'd like to go in with some other products. I am gonna slap on a little bit of eyeliner. I bought these eyeliners from Linda Hallberg around Christmas time last year too, and I think I used a black one. Yeah, it looks like I've used the black one before, but I don't even remember what it was like. I think I'm interested in using this like dark taupey kind of brown color today. I think that would be pretty interesting. So I'm gonna put that in my waterline. I think I'm gonna add some of this darker brown in here too, just cause I think I'd like that color to be a little deeper. I think these pencils are designed to draw on the skin rather than the waterline a little bit more. They're not bad so far. I think they're okay. And as far as eyebrows go, I don't think I have any products that I haven't used since before my no buy year per se. I think I'm just going to use my Anastasia Dip Brow in medium brown. It's actually the one that's in my project pan because I do have a backup of this that I haven't opened and I did buy before my no buy year, so let's pretend that that's this product. So this eyebrow is looking pretty nice, and this eyebrow is a little heavy, but I'm going to try to spread it out a little bit. So let me try to fix this mistake here, this big fat mistake. Left eyebrow is still a lot stronger than the right, but I think with a little bit of, when I finish the rest of the face, it will look better, I hope. Okay, so Foundation, I don't have like a foundation straight up that I haven't used that I got before my No Buy Year, but I do have this foundation sample. And that I think I actually have two of these samples kicking around. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and I've been meaning and wanting to try this for a while, so pretty excited to try it out. I'm gonna try the shade Beige Ivory. I'm pretty like medium toned right now, so this doesn't seem like a lot of foundation, but let's try it. This is not enough foundation for a face. Are you kidding me? It's pretty though. It kind of reminds me of my Dior foundation. That was that entire sample, and it's like not enough foundation for the whole face. So I'm gonna open up this one called A Crew underneath here too. I'll try to mix that together with the other one. Put it in the center of my face because it's a much lighter color. I feel like that first color matched me pretty well, actually. I'm going to use a little bit of this sponge that I got from Hourglass as a free perk during the 2018 Ebates in New York. So that looks really pretty, but there's definitely parts of my face that don't have any foundation on them. I'm going to need more foundation. This sponge is pretty taut and pretty like dense, so it's stretching out the product a little bit further, which is nice. Actually, first another experiment. I might try the sandalwood foundation too around the outer perimeter of my face, kind of try to do like a, ooh, actually this is a much darker color. That could be interesting, we'll see. So now I don't have more of the Double Wear foundation, so I'm gonna use a little bit of this in like the hollows of my cheeks, of this like sandalwood color that's here. That could be interesting to blend out. Felt like the texture of this foundation was pretty similar to the Dior Forever foundation, so I'm gonna fill in the blanks with my Dior Forever foundation. Though the Dior Forever foundation has like a lot of fragrance, which the Double Wear did not. Like, I would really enjoy the Double Wear foundation if I had it for realsies. The color that I had in the sample, like, matched me pretty well. It worked. I got it to work. Such a small amount of product, you know? Not enough product. I guess I'll try to blend it out with a brush a little bit. Putting this foundation underneath my eyes, the scent was like making my eyes sensitive. So that's the trouble with like super high-end foundations like Dior. It's beautiful. Like, look how pretty the finish is. It's like pretty skin-like, it's a little bit dewy. It just looks really beautiful. But the scent, how do you gotta add fragrance to every little thing, every single product? Chanel and Dior and Tom Ford. Why you gotta do it? But yeah, that is my foundation. I rather like the Double Wear foundation. I wish I had more of it. Now it's time for a little bit of concealer. So the concealer that I have, I got in an Ipsy bag like over a year ago, and I've never opened this, never used this. This is the Hey Honey Trick and Treat Active Propolis Cream Concealer. So I have no idea what to expect with this. I don't know if it's gonna match me. I think it will match me. Seems promising so far. This doesn't seem like a weird texture or anything like that. Doesn't smell bad. I think I got this during Halloween, like the October Ipsy bag, like 2 years ago. You know, it's called Trick and Treat. So it's like Halloween themed, low-key. So this is a kind of nice concealer. I don't mind it at all. I think what would be cool about it is if you tried to wear this alone without foundation, I think it would work nicely. It would be really, really natural. I think it is pretty skin-like and cute. However, I don't think it has enough coverage. So I think I'm gonna have to dip into products I've used before to get enough coverage. It doesn't look crazy or bad. It's really hydrating, which is nice too. Doesn't seem like it's got enough coverage, but I'm really surprised. I rather like it, but I think I'm going in on a high coverage look, so that definitely it doesn't suit the look that I'm going for. So I actually have this tiny shape tape from an Ipsy bag that I bought in the shade Light Sand. So I think I'm just gonna do a dot of this. Yeah, that it doesn't look like I've ever opened this before. This is brand new. Even though I've used shape tape before, I've just never used this shade. As you can see, I'm just using a very sparing amount because I have used shape tape before and I understand that it's very full coverage. So a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so I actually brought out a palette that I've never used before that I got before my No Buy year. I think I got it like in December, and I've never used this palette before, and it does have a banana powder in it. I brought this out because I was going to use it as a bronzer. I was going to use this bronzer, possibly one of these highlights, but it does have this banana powder in it, so I'm going to use that to set my eyes. Or I'm going to attempt to. It's still got the plastic on it, see? So let's smooth that out. Nice and brightening and mattifying. However, I think I might be using the wrong brush for this purpose. Let me grab a different one. I think this one would probably be better. Ooh, speaking of setting, I do have another foundation I wanted to share. So I got this little mini foundation in the shade Silk 14, like free with purchase at Ulta like over a year ago. Still have never opened this, never used it, so it's pretty tiny. I wasn't expecting it to be so small, but go ahead and use some of this to set my makeup with too. This is a Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation in the shade Silk 14. Really nice, really finely milled, really smooth. I don't typically use powder foundation, but actually, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I used powder foundations. I don't even like have like a memory of like a good one I've used before. I'm really liking this. Go ahead and use my bigger little foundation brush. So maybe, just maybe, I'll end up using up this little sample. Wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah, I feel like I look really matte and smooth and poreless. Wow, okay, so that's really cool. That's the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Pressed Foundation, Powder Foundation. Now I'm gonna dip back into this palette for the bronzer that's in here. I've never used, until today, until I just used this banana powder, I've never used this palette before, and when I saw it, I think I got it on the Ulta website, I was just like, wow, that looks so beautiful. And I've always wanted to try Ofra powder products. Like, I've heard their face products are amazing. Rodeo Drive, the highlighters in here, and this Blissful one looks gorgeous and amazing too. So I'm so excited to use this. And I might use these shades for contouring later too, but first, let's dip into the color called Versatile Matte Bronzer. Now this seems a little bit red, a little bit dark. I am digging this bronzer. It's smoothing on really nicely. It's very sheerable. Like I said, the tone is a little bit on the red side. I think it's a little bit dark, but luckily it is summertime, so this is the appropriate time for me to try this bronzer. And I think it is nice. They kind of smell like minty, which is interesting. And I guess I'm gonna try to use a little bit. Dare I? This contour color seems really red. I think I'm more inclined to use one of these like shadows. Basically, they look like eyeshadows. I'm just gonna use my Sephora Pro contour brush. I'm gonna go into this like lighter shade. I think the nature of this palette is that it's supposed to be pretty versatile, and I feel like that eyeshadow worked as a contour nicely. Maybe a little too nicely. That seems a little dark, but I think I can buff that out. Okay, so that's my bronzer, and I think that looks amazing. I love it. Battery just died back there, so So now I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into this blush right here. I'll mix it with a little of this guy and put it in the apples of my cheeks. Actually, I don't think that's too dark. I think that's pretty. Just add a little bit of flush. But you know what? I think this blush right here is going to have a bit of a shimmer, and I kind of want that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that on top. And it smells so good, and I love it. Now next up is highlighter, and I have this ColourPop Cult Classic that's still in the box. I've never opened this, and I got this so long ago. I got it in November, I think. And I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be perfect with this look. This is the shade Flexitarian Super Shock Cheek Pearlized Highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. And these are like cream highlighter, so I'm just gonna use my finger. Wow, that is reflective. And I'm gonna tap it on. Wow. Wow. Look at that. I want to put some on my brow bone. Ooh. That is a pretty brow bone highlight. This is a really pretty shade that like works with a lot of different looks, I think, because it's like neutral, but it's got a little bit of a taupey thing going on. It can work with like a colorful look. It could work with like a neutral look. Pretty. Oh man, I should. Yeah, I'm learning that like I should really use. I've slept on these products, you guys. These products, like I'm. I think I'm already in love with this highlighter. I feel like that is bright and beautiful. And you know what? Just to give it a little bit of extra bling, I think I'm gonna put a little bit of Rodeo Drive from this Over palette on top, just because it's like I'm kind of dying to try this highlighter. Ooh, okay. Well, now you can see me from space. That might be a little too crazy. That might be a little bit too much. How much is too much highlighter? Can there be? Is there really such a number? Like that Anna Akana song about cats. How many cats is too many cats? There's no such number. This side is a little messy because I went a little ham. But I am visible from space now. So I'm gonna finish up my eye look a little bit more, and I think now that I've spent a little time looking at this eye look, I think I'd like to make it darker, even though I do like this light green shimmery wash. I'm very surprised by the shimmers in here. They're actually quite good. I was not expecting that from Morphe. Interested in maybe foiling it? That could be interesting. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit of this darker mossy, how would you describe that color? What is it called in this palette? It's the shade Nude Tude. I purposefully bought a bunch of little brushes recently and I can't find any of them. Okay, so I got a little Cosette brush right here. I'm gonna dip into this color. Okay, so now I'm getting where I want to be. I just dipped into this dark brown color and I'm putting a little bit in my outer corner here and gently buffing it in. I think I'd like to foil the green shadow. Actually, first I want to add a little bit of this other green shimmer to the just like the center. And I'm gonna need to put a little bit of a drop shadow underneath the eyes. So I think I'm probably gonna incorporate a little bit of this brown shimmer. I love using brown shimmers as a drop shadow. But first I'm gonna go in with, I think with either this kind of mustardy brown or this mustardy brown. I'm gonna use one of these short shader brushes. Blend it out with one of these stubby kind of pencil brush-esque brushes. Gonna dip it into a little bit of banana. And I'm so pumped to use this like shimmer. I don't know. Did I ruin it? Ever worry that you just ruined everything you did? I'm gonna use Rodeo Drive as my inner corner highlight.
Yes! I think it's beautiful. I love that as an inner corner highlight. That is stunning.
This highlighter's amazing. Now I'm gonna dip in, and I'm being bold here. I've had this Clinique Pretty Easy felt tip eyeliner for a long time, and I'm getting ready to use it for the first time now. From what I understand, it's like very similar to the Kat Von D, like tattoo eyeliner or NYX. So let's go ahead and see what this is all about. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. I love this. This is very similar to the Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner. It's like, it's got a hair-like tip too. I feel like it did bleed the tiniest bit on this eye, but like certainly less than a NYX Epic Ink eyeliner bleeds. So I rather like this. This is awesome. I'm so happy that worked out. And I think I'm gonna get another one of these for my kit. If I could, you know, I'm going to use it a little bit more and test it out a little bit more, but I think I'd like to use this in my kit eventually, because I feel like it would be very versatile and cool to use. Awesome. So before I do mascara, I think I'm going to hit up my skin with some setting spray. And I've got this Morphe continuous setting spray that I got back. I think I got it in 2 years ago, and I still haven't opened it. No, that can't be right. I feel like I probably got it in November as well. Yeah, as you can see, it's still totally sealed up, has never been used before, and I can't wait because I've heard nothing but great things about this setting spray, so let's see how it goes. That was refreshing and delightful. The mist was so fine and even. It's really hot out today too, so just kind of refreshing. It smells good. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with this setting spray, and I feel like I have like a bit of a blurred appearance after putting that on too. Like I feel like it helped the powders like melt together a little bit too, so that was really cool. Next up is this L'Oreal Lash Princess, or no, it's Essence Lash Princess mascara. It's a brand new mascara. I haven't opened this yet. I bought this like 2 years ago. Still haven't opened it just because I have so many. I'm so weird about trying mascaras. You're supposed to throw them out every 6 months, but I feel like mine are still good because I close them up really good, even longer than 6 months. So if they're not dried out, haven't given me like a straight up eye infection. I tend to keep them around for a little bit longer. Oftentimes I'll keep them around for up to a year. This mascara has been so hyped up. I'm so excited to try it. So that's really pretty. I really like the shape of the wand on this mascara. I like that it's like, it comes to a point. So that makes it a little bit easier to get into the like inner corners of your eye. As you can see, I got a little bit messy. I kind of got it all over the place, but I'm just gonna wait for it to dry and I'm gonna flick it off. I think I get the feeling that this is the kind of formula that would work with that method. That looks really pretty. I am rather liking that mascara So now I'm gonna slap on a lip, and the one that I think I'm gonna wear right now is this Bobbi Brown Luxe lip color in the shade Natural Rose. I got this as a Sephora Point perk like a year ago, and I still haven't tried it. Look at how pretty the little packaging is. I feel like I've slept on this color. This is a pretty deep color. I was expecting it to be more pinky, but I think it actually might work nicely with this look. The lip look works. It's pretty opposite of what's going on in my eyes. Not very neutral, but I think it works. I don't know. Does it work? Let me know down in the comments. So now I'm gonna flick off that extra mascara that I got everywhere. Okay, so the very last thing I have is lashes to put on, and I actually have 3 that I got at the beginning. Oh, this I actually got like 2 years ago. These are Lily lashes in the style Goddess. I've never worn these, and I think these might be the ones I put on because I think they might be perfect for this look. But I also have these 2 Eylure Vegas Nay lashes. These are actually a rebuy of a pair I've tried before that I've loved. There was a moment in time that I was wearing these Bronze Beauty lashes constantly, and then I got these Platinum Princess lashes, which are a little bit too dramatic, I think, for what I'm going for. So I think I'm gonna try on these Goddess eyelashes. So I'm gonna pop those on, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. I think it looks amazing. I think it looks fabulous. I'm madly in love with the eyelashes I just put on, the Goddess lashes by Lily. Lily Lashes Goddess lashes. I was always intimidated by these lashes because they looked really full and dramatic. Like they are, but they are not. Like I feel like they still work with this look, and I don't think they look like they're too much. They don't make me look like a drag queen or a Muppet, so that's a plus. I loved the setting spray, was incredible. Like I instantly fell in love with the setting spray. I think this is really great. I loved the Clinique eyeliner. I think I need to play around with this mascara a little bit more, but the first time that I used it was promising. It was just a little bit messy. Like it's a little bit of a drier formula, so I feel like I need to build it up a lot. My lashes are pretty thin, so perhaps I'm not the perfect candidate for this mascara, but I feel like it's good enough. I like it quite a bit. The lipstick I'm wearing from Bobbi Brown is really moisturizing, feels really good. I think with the lashes, I think it goes with the eye look fine. The pink and the green I think might be too much of a contrast. I don't know. I'm still mulling my feelings over on that one. This face palette was incredible. I loved the bronzer that's in here. The banana powder came in pretty handy. I was even able to use some of these like eyeshadows as a contour, which it certainly worked to do that, and I'm kind of obsessed with Rodeo Drive, this highlight that I'm wearing. I'm wearing it on top of Flexitarian, which is also super blingy and really bright, and I absolutely love this too. The Double Wear foundation I thought was great, however there wasn't enough in the package to do a full face with. Hourglass sponge was really interesting and really helped to stretch out products in a good way. Like it made it so you didn't have to use as much product, which was especially helpful seeing as I didn't have very much of that Estee Lauder foundation, which is a shame because I feel like I would have really loved that foundation. This Bare Minerals powder really surprised me too. I think I might just try to hit pan on this, try to use this up because I'm surprised as to how much I like it. And especially because I have no experience with powder foundation, so this is like a real big surprise. And I think what's left is this this Morphe Boss Mood palette, which I'm really surprised by. Every shade that I used worked well. I'm really surprised by the shimmers. I think they worked well. I don't think that this is like a must-have. I don't think it's that incredible, but every shade I used did work. It's a pretty unique palette. I think it's really a pretty palette. And it didn't have any fallout, which is really good and interesting that there's no fallout. That was really helpful. So I did do my eyes first, but I didn't feel like I had to. I think I'm going to play with this a lot more because there's some really unique shades in here. A lot of really nice mustardy greens and browns. And I'm really attracted to some of these shimmers. I want to use more of these shimmers. Like I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this red one. I think this is a really interesting looking color. Yeah, it's like a orangey red shimmer. That looks like it would be really pretty, especially in the summer. The primer was weird. The primer from Becca, I think I need to play around with it some more. It's a pretty small container, so I'm sure it's going to be in my empties soon. But that was an interesting primer. But all in all, I think I'm having a great makeup day. This was a really kind of fun video to shoot because just falling in love with these products right away. And it's a real big shame. It's bad to overshop, you guys, because when you have too many things, there's so many products that you're not gonna get to use as much as you'd like to, or it will take way too long for you to get to those products, and that is a shame because it's just like these were beautiful products and I shouldn't have slept on them. You know, I feel like I totally slept on them. But now they're a part of my life, and I feel like my July favorites is going to be an interesting favorites video thanks to this video that I'm shooting right now. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I think this was certainly a very interesting project for me to do. Let me know down in the comments if you have products in your collection that you just haven't gotten around to using, even though you've had them for months, maybe even since before the beginning of the year. And let me know if you're like me and it's not because that you weren't excited to use these products, because obviously these products that I've shared with you today, most of them are pretty amazing. It's just that you've got too much stuff and you need to stop buying stuff. And that's why I'm doing a no-buy year, why low buys and no buys are so popular this year. Like I feel like a lot of people are doing them. But that doesn't mean you can't still enjoy your products. Look at me. It's 7 months into the year and I'm doing a first impressions video. So that tells you something. So I think this is a really interesting project. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope you learned something. If you can relate at all to just having stuff kicking around that you haven't used that you need to get around to using. I'd love for you to make a video like this too. If you feel like you have a full face of stuff that you have had kicking around for over a year and you still haven't tried, I feel like that'd be an interesting project for anybody to do, to practice gratitude and practice playtime and artistry and all that good stuff. So thank you again so much for watching this video. Hopefully this video goes up in July. I think I'm gonna probably put this video up next after my empties video. So we're really close to getting 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love if you would, especially because my birthday is coming up, so I would really love to have 1,000 subscribers for my birthday on August 7th, so I hope you subscribe. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I really enjoyed hanging out with you, and until next time, cheers. Bye!